This is QTV News and I am Jaina Basonko. Coming up. Rice is far and away the country's staple food, and yet after years of seemingly moving towards self-sufficiency, we are further away from that than we were decades ago. Many more people would include vegetables in their daily diet if only they knew how beneficial they are to our healthy body. The discarded can, which previously contained your food, does not have to lie unused. It can take a new life, as we find out. Those are our top stories, and now the news in detail. Stay with us. Farmers at Jahalipacha rice field in the Central River region are worried about the lack of machines to boost rice productivity for the country's market. The production rate at the country's biggest rice field has significantly dropped over decades, thereby making the Gambia heavily reliant on imported rice. Mamadou Lamin Choi reports.
It is the biggest rice field in the Gambia, measuring a perimeter of more than 1,000 hectares, and experts are of the belief that when proper cultivation is done on the field, the country will no longer depend on imported rice. Farmers in the Jahalipacha rice field work from dawn to dusk, but the lack of machinery to do proper rice cultivation has resulted in decades of poor harvest. Rice is Gambia's staple food, but it is not easily affordable for much of the country's poor population. The Jahalipacha rice field, according to farmers, registered bumper harvests under former President Jawara's administration. They say tractors and other farming tools were put at their disposal, and furthermore, they got other support such as being provided with seeds and fertilizers by government, which they would pay for after harvest.
I understand in the days of the glory days of Jahalipacha, there was a plowing team. Everything was on schedule. Everything was timely. The plowing team would move and do the plowing, the farmers would pay, and this is what is lacking. This is the main problem at Jahal and Pachar perimeters.
The country's major rice field currently has no tractors or modern farming implements necessary for large-scale farming. Rice cultivators have to hire farming machines or rely on the Agricultural Regional Directorate to facilitate support from non-government donors.
Our primary target at Jahal Pachar is to have a robust plowing system in place. If we have a robust plowing system in place, it will correct all the other odds. Because it will connect the dots. If you have a plowing scheme, this would be well scheduled, so that all the farmers around a certain area or a certain cluster would have their plowing at a specific time. That would force them to do their nurseries and their transplantings at the same time.
The Agricultural Regional Directorate of Central River Region South said that they provide extension services to farmers for improved crop production, efforts which these farmers appreciate. But they claim that the Directorate does not have enough mobility to effectively carry out their functions. In implementing his vision of food self-sufficiency for the Gambia, former President Yahya Jammeh started by providing tractors and other modern farming tools to the rice field. However, he is alleged to have seized farmers' lands. The lands, according to farmers who spoke to this medium, have landed back with their owners.
The then president brought in a lot of green tractors, so these green tractors were more politicized than technical. I understand, the then Vision 2016 farm manager would send tractors to help farmers here and there, but the focus was on the president's farms,
The Director General of Agriculture has acknowledged these and among other problems farmers face. He also revealed that funded projects on rice cultivation by the African Development and Islamic Development Banks are being finalized and implementations will soon start. He also cited that climate change is one of the major factors affecting farmers in modern times. Mechanized farming is at a record low in a country which heavily depends on agriculture for economic growth. Mamadou Lamin Choi, QTV News.
Gardening, especially the process of growing and cultivating vegetables such as lettuce, carrot and tomato, has series of benefits for the health of an individual. Mam Jara A. Cisse tells us more.
Growing vegetables as part of horticulture is often beneficial for the health of an individual. Particularly vegetables such as root vegetables, leafy vegetables, herbs and many more. This supplies an individual with vitamins, proteins and minerals. Vegetables which are normally grown by gardeners have an important part to play in the diet of an individual. Nutritionists say they combine to keep the body healthy. Vegetables are also important as a part of one's diet, in that it provides large amount of cellulose that is useful to the body, such as roughage. Mineral salts such as potassium, calcium, magnesium is also found in vegetables. Protein in some vegetables like peas and beans, carotene in red and yellow vegetables can be turned into vitamin A by the body and stored in the liver. Gardeners in Nyofele spoke about the importance of gardening in the lives of the people. Abdullah Malik Ture, OIC of Central Coordination Unit under the Ministry of Agriculture, spoke about the new technologies introduced in the garden of Nyofele.
Exchange ideas on the technology that is existing in this garden that we are, which is drip irrigation. In extension, we normally bring people improve technologies to demonstrate to them that look, this is a technology that can improve your livelihood if you into crop production.
Aisato Barrow, a gardener, spoke about the challenges they face in their gardens.
We are in need of water tanks because the lack of water shortage are part of the things that cause us to not grow many vegetables. And we need support from the government because we are living in rural areas, and here things are very difficult for us because we have families and we need to help them. So if the government can help us with 3 tanks, we will be grateful for that, and it will enable us to cultivate more.
Dr. Abubakar Jah explains the effectiveness of eating vegetables.
Vitamins are protective, so you are likely to get diseases ranging from simple diseases like common cold, like urinary tract infections, and to even ultimately some diseases which we think, because the fruits and vegetables have what we call radicals, free radicals, and they can even prevent things like cancers. We don't have enough evidence to say that it will definitely prevent cancer for you, but if you eat vegetables, you are less likely to get cancers than somebody who is not eating enough vegetables.
Fresh and leafy vegetables are beneficial for all and should be included in everyone's diet. Reporting for QTV News, I am Mamjar Aziz.
We will go for a short commercial break. When we return, the news continues.
Metalum have been in the Gambia for more than 2 decades, and they are known for providing quality to their customers. At Metalum, we have high-quality kitchen units, both wooden and steel. Sanitary supplies, gypsum boards, tiles of different sizes and colors. We are the sole distributor of original Decra roofing tiles in the Gambia. Metalum is the solutions. Visit us at Canifing Industrial Estate, opposite Nyambai Sawmill. You can call us on 437-2626, 333-8080. Visiting hours, Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturdays 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. At Metalum, we believe in quality.
Light. From the beginning of time, light has been there.
It is integral to our survival and to our way of living.
We need light to work,
To build,
to grow things, and even to see our loved ones.
light makes things easier and better.
So QCell has changed the way you buy Q-Power to make it easier and more accessible.
You can now access the same service quickly and get your cash power tokens instantly with the new QCell Q-Power code.
To light up your world, simply dial *363#.
With the touch of your fingers,
With ease and convenience from the comfort of your home or office,
you can bring light into your world instantly with *363#.
Q-Power, lighting your world.
QCell Sunyabus.
We innovate, others follow.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. If you're just tuning in, this is QTV News. Empty cans, such as those used for tomato paste and soft drinks, can be transformed into a variety cooking utensils and more. Mam Jara ACC reports again.
Recycling is the process of transforming used items into something else, usually something useful. Examples include that empty coffee cans, drinks cans, empty tomato paste tins, and others, to produce different kinds of cooking utensils with no loss of quality or breakage, unlike glass, for example. Tins such as food, drinks, biscuit, and sweet tins, metal coffee tins, and even broken aluminium windows can be transformed into items such as cooking pots, grillers, colanders, irons, incense burners, sieves, and more. I found that much of the recycling, which in the Gambia is done by fullers, in the process the cans are put in furnace and heated to a high temperature to melt. There are lots of benefits from recycling, including preventing the country from being swamped by the amount of waste sent to the landfill sites. It also conserves natural resources and prevent pollution by reducing the need to collect new raw materials. A recycler spoke about the different items and the ways to produce cooking equipment. He also spoke about the efforts that they are making to prevent waste in the streets.
Different kinds of items are used, but for me, I normally use aluminium from broken doors and empty drinks and tomato paste cans. We normally burn firewood, place the shape of the aluminium that I need and cover it with the product that you can see. Then, when it melts, we will sieve it and take the melted clean ones that we need. Whenever I struggle and produce, I am not in a haste to sell it cheaply because the work is not an easy thing.
Korkajalo, as seller said, it is a business that they do. He does not produce the aluminium, but he buys it from those who recycle. Regarding to the issue of the price, he says it depends on the type. Recycling of empty cans is a process that prevents depletion and preserves the world's natural resources, saves energy, and reduces waste. Reporting for QTV News, I am Mamjara Isise.
In the Gambia, petty trading is a source of livelihood for some, but most young people find such trading a last option because of low earnings. Despite such belief, a Banjul resident youth is determined to keep moving on his business of selling incense sticks. However, he is not discouraged by negative public comments, such as that he is not making any progress after 4 years in business. Mamadou Lamin Choi was out to find out how the Banjul-born trader struggles to make ends meet, and this is his report.
Youth employment in the Gambia has been low since independence. In recent years, high numbers of the youth population of the Gambia have migrated to Europe in search of greener pastures. At home, they may find jobs, but many Gambians would rather go jobless than enter into a business with low earnings. Idris Njai is a native of Banjul. After completing his senior secondary school education, venturing into petty trading was his option. He started in the business working for other people selling incense sticks. It is 4 years now since he entered into his own business.
si business because of nekkul ñëpp si office lañoo nekka nekkul ñëpp dañ war a nekka foo xamante ni mooy loolu.
I strive hard to control my feelings against the negative comments, to work hard, because I believe that there is something in the Gambia I can benefit from. Youth in this country don't really get inspired about going into business. They should realize that not all of us can get office jobs. We need to be creative, and through that we can be productive in our lives. Famous and popular in the market, plus the humor in his sales stocks, he sells dozens of incense sticks a day. Driven by his commitment for self-reliance, he will trek for kilometers to reach many customers. He recalls a time when he faced more difficulty in reaching out to many places. But now, having a bicycle has at least eased mobility in his petty trade.
At
a certain stage of life, people should represent their country so that some can feel your efforts, and by this, you can be a source of inspiration for generations to come. It is better than stealing or killing one another. Such criminal ventures benefit no one. We need to support ourselves to survive. Unique in his style of trading, he is mistaken for a Senegalese trader, and people are surprised and delighted to see him good at selling his product with amazing entertaining tactics. He believes that business demands one to be humble and entertaining to customers for good sales. This is an example of how he does his customer care service.
When the baby is angry, just hide that.
With his belief in the slogan, "No pain, no gain," he promises to continue his business in the face of public criticism that he is not making any progress. Believing that success doesn't come easily, he anticipates reaping from his sweat someday. He pedals 4 to 9 hours in the streets of the capital city and Combo. The young man emphasized that he will never give up even in the absence of support. Mohamed Lamin Choi, QTV News.
Before we end this news bulletin, let's recap our main headlines. Farmers at the Jahali Pacha rice field in the Central River region are worried about the lack of machines to boost rice productivity for the country's market. The production rate at the country's biggest rice field has significantly dropped over decades, thereby making the Gambia heavily reliant on imported rice. Gardening, especially the process of growing and cultivating vegetables such as lettuce, carrot and tomato, has series of benefits for the health of an individual. In the Gambia, petty trading is a source of livelihood for some, but most young people find such trading a last option because of low earnings. Despite such a belief, a Banjul resident youth is determined to keep moving on his business of selling incense sticks. However, he is not discouraged by negative public comments, such as that he is not making any progress after 4 years in business. That is all we have for you in this edition of the news. Stay tuned for more interesting programs, and thank you for watching.